Guys, welcome. This video is actually for those who have already jackpot, those who have already relocated to another country, or those who are in the process of relocating to another country. This video is going to show you the tips on how to settle down in a new environment. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be right back. You're all welcome back on my channel. Welcome on Travel with Hannah Ojo on Hannah Ojo TV. Yay! So if you are a new subscriber, maybe you're just coming across this video, you're welcome. Kindly subscribe, turn on your notification button, and watch our old videos that talks about things to consider before relocating and places you can visit in Europe and outside Europe. And if you are already a subscriber, we say thank you for joining us again. Thank you so much. So let's dive down into today's episode on Travel with Hannah Ojo. You know, it can be very difficult to adapt in a new environment. It is difficult to settle down in a new environment, most especially when you do not have people that you know in such kind of places. It is very hard for one to adapt. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some tips that will actually help you to settle down in wherever country you are. So guys, what is my number one tips that I'm going to be sharing with you? Number one is that you need to, immediately you settle down in a place and you know that is a relocation, you're not going back to your country, you are fully here in this country you are. So number one thing you need to know is to sort out your documentation. You have to know where to go. Like for example, I'm going to be using France as an example. Maybe you're just here in France and you're new. So if you know that you don't really know people that can lead you on how to move about, go about your documentation, you have to go through the prefecture, or it depends on the kind of visa you have used to come into the country. So if you have used the student visa, they would have sent you a message on where to go. But number one places that will go is to prefecture. And when you go to the prefecture, that's the immigration office. They will let you know how you can sort out your documentation, the kind of resident permit you are permitted to have, the kind of document you are permitted to have in order for you to stay in the country. So number one thing is to sort out your documentation, know the right places to go in whichever country you are. Ask questions. You can go to the assistant social, you can Google them and then, ask questions about how you can go about your documentation. So that's the number one thing that you need to put into place when you are in a new country. And number two, which is very crucial, it's understanding the culture of where you are, understanding. Maybe, for example, if you are in a language country, you have to understand their culture. You have to understand how people behave. You can't just go to a new place and start behaving anyhow you want. You have to really watch the locals. You need to watch how they act. You need to learn the language. For example, if you're in France, you must learn the language. Like I said in some of my old videos, language is crucial. It is essential. You need to learn the language, because if you do not learn any language, if you do not learn the language, it will be very hard for you to settle down in this country. Most countries in Europe are not English-speaking countries. So if you know you're relocating to Europe, you have to know that you must learn the language, you must understand the culture of the people. France has a lot of cultures. They have a lot of things, So you have to, whatever you are, you have to learn. And if you're in an English-speaking language, English-speaking country, sorry, it's good for you, but just understand the culture, understand how people operate, understand how people move, understand the rules in the country. You can say, yeah, you're in a Western world, everywhere is secure and all of that, but you need to understand the culture. You need to understand what is happening in your environment. Don't just be all about sitting down at home and not wanting to mingle with people. So you need to do this. So that is understand the culture of where you are relocating to. And number 3 on my list is to build a support system. Like, for example, if you know that maybe you're able to meet someone that comes from your place, from your country, you should know that there are some group of people, that you can mingle with. Don't don't be alone. You need to move with people, but at the same time you need to know the kind of people you move with. Not that you're going to be moving with every Tom, Dick and Harry. You just need to know the kind of people you move with. You should know if there's a group for your country, people that can help you to navigate through your stay. You understand? So you need to know this network of people that can help you to settle down properly, and then to give you advice on one or two things that you can do in the country. It is very important. I know that on social media, I see a lot of networking, like they always say, are you new in Paris? Do you want to network? Do you want to meet the locals? So these are some groups that you can meet, you can sign up to, and you guys can, mingle together. But just be careful, on what kind of advice you listen to. Also, do not limit yourself to people of your countries. Yeah, you have to mingle with the locals. You have to have friends from different countries. Like, for example, I always use France as an example because we have lots of étrangers in France from different countries. So, like me, for example, I have friends from different places. I have friends from Algeria, friends from Morocco, friends from Congo, just mix up with people, not just only your locals. You have to spread your tentacles. Okay, so number 4 is that you need to embrace the learning culture. Like, it's important, you need to learn. You need to put aside all the things you've, not put aside entirely the things you've learned back home, but you need to, put yourself in this kind of situation where you know that, okay, right now I'm here. I have to know things about where I am. I have to learn so many things. I have to learn the language. I have to learn the culture of the people. I have to meet with the locals. So you have to be open-minded, to learn. You shouldn't be like, oh, I have problem of learning. I have problem of, you shouldn't. You need to open your brain. You need to open yourself. You need to be free. You need to free yourself in order for you to understand the people and where you are. So number 6, I guess, or number 5. Okay, so you need to know the cost of living. The cost of living in where you're coming from is different from the cost of living of where you're relocating to. So sometimes you do calculation. Maybe, for example, you bought something of 10 euro, and you're looking like it that this thing doesn't worth 10 euro. You try to calculate it to your own denomination, your country, whichever country you come from. This kind of thing, it gives a setback on not being able to want to spend, because you have to always calculate to know how much you're spending in the country you are, converting it to the money of your own country. This you need to stop. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't. I know so many people. It's difficult it's difficult not to do it, but don't make it an habit. You need to just leave it aside. You need to just know that you're here. So whatever cost of living you're facing, you have to face it. You shouldn't calculate. You shouldn't be all about calculating or converting, because it can give you a setback. So just adapt to the cost of living of wherever you are. That's my point. Adapt to the cost of living. Yeah. Okay, so this should be number 6. This is supposed to be my number 2, but it's coming to be number 6 or number 5. Okay, this is you need to know what is it called? You need to find a place to stay, a comfortable place to stay, and that is supposed to be like my number one, I guess, because you can't just go to a country where you don't have anywhere to stay. So you must have prepared yourself on where to stay and which city you want to stay. And you must have been able to Google the safety of the city you intend to stay. I know sometimes we fall into the wrong hands, like you find yourself in an environment that you do not like. It happens, most of the time. But immediately, if you know that okay, this place is not okay for me, you can migrate to another city. It is you can do that. So, but just know and find a comfortable place that you can live, especially those with children. Before you leave your country, you must have been able, even if it's just maybe 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, just have that money aside that you will bring, to rent a comfortable place to stay. Whether you're single or you have children, you have to know this, because it's the life in Western world is totally different from the life you're going to be living back home. So you need to, find this comfortable place you want to stay before relocating. It is important. And if you find yourself here already and you don't have a comfortable place to stay, or somebody messed up with you, maybe you caught someone that you thought you knew and they just jilted you, it's okay. Pick up from wherever you are and find a comfortable place to stay. Stay in a safe environment. So that's it. So my number 7, I'm going to be talking about your mental health. Mental health is very important. It is sad, coming to a country where you don't know anybody, where you see that the culture is totally different from where you're coming from. It is normal. It is sad. So you need to, try and focus on your mental health. If everybody has different ways of doing things, if what gives you succor is to speak with people back home, connect with your people back home, continue to speak with your people back home, continue to know what is happening back home. It will help your mental health. It will help you to relax, to be able to think about the next thing you want to do in the new country that you are. So please, guys, focus on your mental health. It is very important, because relocating can be very, very, very disorganizing. Let me put it that way. It can be very disorganizing. So you need to just focus on your mental health. You need to get a doctor. You need to look for some assistant social to help you to have a doctor, so that you can check on yourself. When you're sick, you need to know the right places to go, for them to treat you, because it will be very expensive for you to pay from your own pocket to doctors in Europe. It is very expensive. So you need to, like I said in the first, my number 1, that you need to sort out your documentation. So this is part of what you're going to be, sorting out, your medical bills, find a GP, okay, you call it GP, then we call it a médecin traitant en français. Okay, so c'est comme ça alors. Excusez-moi. Okay, so basically, so that's it. So you need to focus on your mental health. If it makes you feel good to talk to your friends back home, your family, please do. Do not take that for granted. In so many occasions, I've seen people lamenting on social media, saying that, they miss home, they do this, they're homesick. Yeah, it is normal. You'll be homesick because this is not your home. This is, a new place entirely, a new territory that you need to adjust to. It is normal to make mistakes. Maybe maybe in learning language, it is difficult for you to learn language. It doesn't matter. You can, keep learning. Just keep learning. You can make mistakes. You can pick yourself up again. It is normal. And also, you need to understand your rights and your responsibility as an immigrant in a new country that you are. It is very important. You don't just act like, the kind of attitude you have back home and you bring it to another country. No, you need to put that behind you and start living a new life. Okay, so there's going to be lots of obstacles, there's going to be lots of frustrations and all of that, but just know that you need to thrive don't let the situation overwhelm you. So you need to pick up yourself from wherever you are and keep living, because it is important that you keep living. It is important that you face the situation. It is important that you embrace the new environment that you are, and also travel within the country that you are to see how people live, to see people's perception about life, because this life is broad, so you need to travel within the countries that you are. You need to talk to people, you need to meet the locals, you need to try new food, you need to try new things, just explore, like you're living and you're exploring. Don't make it seem like you're here to survive, you're here to hustle, and everything that has to do with hustling is what you're doing. No, live. That's what I always tell people. Even while you're hustling, you should also try and live, try and enjoy yourself, try and take a break when you need to. Okay, so guys, that brings us to the end of the tips to consider while you are in a new country. I hope this video helped lots of you to in settling down in wherever you are. And I wish you good luck. I wish you all the best in your journey of life. We gotta win, and we're gonna win together. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for staying up to the end of this video. Okay, so like I said, if you are new on our channel, kindly click on the subscribe button. We love you all. Thank you. And don't forget, this is Travel with Hannah Ojo, where we bring to you all the interesting things you need to know about traveling, relocation, and vacation. Okay, so guys, au revoir. Bye.